Welcome to In the Know with Steph and Joe and things you geek out about. In the Know with Steph and Joe, brought to you through the financial support of our good friends over at Restoration One of Cary and Steph's Bookkeeping. Welcome in.
What do we geek
Look
out
who's
about?
quick in.
Hi, Mom.
Whoa, that's fast.
Look at that. Mom's on it today.
After she was just complaining in the car that she can never find the link, and that's why she's been late the last couple days or couple weeks.
Well,
excuses are like buttholes. Everybody has them, and they all stink.
Well, just so you know, you can't say butthole in second grade in school. So
I love that. You can't?
No, you got
Really?
in trouble for saying butthole. He used it in the correct context too.
We'll tell him to use asshole next time.
Right?
Rich said he used the word anus, and we'll see what happens.
Ooh, that's a good one. Tell them, and when they say what, you say anise, like the flavor of licorice. Anise.
Or your.
Anise. Anise.
Or
Oh, Uranus.
It's a planet.
Uranus. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Things you geek out about.
Like this. We just geeked out.
On butthole.
On buttholes.
It has been a week.
So, geeking out. What do you want to geek out about today?
Well, so I guess because we didn't even have a chance to even talk in the green room. So we're not even.
We're
gonna have
literally
a whole
doing
reference
the
of a
green room right now. Yeah. So what do you
Um,
want to talk about for geeking out?
Well, I mean, there's like policy and procedures and stuff in your industry.
Mhm.
There's software advancements in your industry,
Mm-hmm.
or there's just overall, I guess, accomplishments that you have in your industry that people outside of your industry would never understand why it's so cool when that stuff happens.
Ooh, okay.
Those were kind of the three that I was mulling around earlier today. in my
So,
head.
okay, let's start with the latter. So you get an accomplishment in your industry that nobody gets, right? I think you've mentioned one before where you're like, I think it is literally a goal of yours is to get to the QuickBooks.
They don't do it anymore.
Those sons of bitches.
They got rid of the $1 million room. Now it's an all-inclusive, everybody gets a prize kind of situation.
I hate participation awards.
So, but
So if you, well,
I mean, like something that I geek out about is if I have a client that is very book smart, okay, and they are a big dog in their industry, but they can't figure out this like problem or where this little issue is coming from in their books. And then if I could figure it out in 30 minutes or less, I have a little like moment where I geek out and get all excited about the situation.
I mean,
But I'm very competitive though, as
but if
you
you
found
were to
out last week.
You don't say.
Really?
Yeah. As I whizzed a couple darts by her head and she went, "You missed." She turned around and I put one right by her ear. And she went, "You're aiming for my head."
Yeah, he was gonna hit me right in the face.
Yeah. Yes. I waited for her to turn around. That's it. Well, to me, so you go and geek out about something that you have done for a client. Is that something that you feel is super beneficial that you share with your client, or do you?
No, but like if I'm like telling the story to a friend, it's kind of like after it's all done, it's kind of like the same face that Kent had just a minute ago when I was explaining it. Like they just look at you blank faced, but like you're like all like jazzed up about it and all excited, and they're like, "Oh, okay," and they just keep eating chicken wings. Like it's.
I get jacked so often. Clearly, I nerd out way more than a lot of people because most people look at me like, and I'm like, yeah, wow. But maybe that's just because I'm.
I mean, like another example.
That way all the time.
An example.
Is like
Tell us a story.
Well, like here, I got a good one. When we were at the QuickBooks conference, me, Valerie, and Melanie, and then the people from QuickBooks, so like the CEO and the other person, whatever, they come out on stage, and then they give the list of changes that they're going to be making in the next 6 months to the software. Some of which, like we as accountants, have submitted in our own personal requests for them to make these edits to the software. And they were going down the list, and the crowd was silent. Like they were going down the list of like 2 or 3 things. They get to the 4th thing, which is clearly an item that everybody in that room
It's a
has
crowd
requested.
favorite. It's a crowd
The whole
favorite.
entire crowd, the whole entire auditorium of 4,000 accountants erupted in cheers and excitement.
Really?
Once they didn't even finish their sentence.
That is a nerd out. That's a total nerd out then, for sure. Okay.
Like everybody was so excited that we were going to be able to now, as accountants, be able to remove ourselves from a client file if they're no longer our client. Prior, the client would have to remove us, and we never get removed, and we just sit there on their books, on their QuickBooks file for like ever. And it's annoying from my perspective of it.
Because you want to clean your shit up.
Like you probably could care less if I explain the struggle of that to you.
Yep.
But you put a room of like 4,000 accountants in there.
I'm
like,
not a
excited.
restoration guy in the sense of like that's my only. I get the cleaning your files and making sure things are nice and tidy. I love that.
Well, it's just annoying because I have a drop down of like every single client that we have. Like when I go into QuickBooks Online, I have a drop down. So then this drop down, like I can't remove the people that are no longer clients. And it's just annoying to me.
They're just there.
Right.
Present.
Right. So it's just, and then so
annoyingly present.
Right. So when they made this like announcement, like the whole room erupted in excitement. And then it was like the talk of the evening. Because this is something we've been asking QuickBooks to do for 3 years.
Okay, so talk of the evening. So I get the importance of this change in your industry. However, I would not make it the talk of the evening.
Well,
and that would be a true nerding out. Let's go with. We're gonna chalk that one up to. That's a nerd out. I mean. For me, I nerd out about like, I don't know. To be honest, I love Excel spreadsheets. I love a formula and an Excel spreadsheet and where things are formulated right. And it says, if it's this, then it's that. And it changes it and formats the color. I love that.
Oh, so do you ever use that new AI, that chat GTP or whatever, or GPT or whatever?
Nope.
Oh, Rich to
write codes.
Yeah, so like Rich.
They write codes.
Yes.
Come again.
Yes, because Rich loves Excel spreadsheets. Like that is his jam.
Ooh, Rich and I didn't know we had this.
Oh yeah, like,
this geek out. Oh, Rich and I are gonna geek out.
He loves himself some pivot tables, some Power BI, some he gets like into it.
Yeah.
And then when he finally gets it to all work, because you're pulling data from this software and then this, and then you put it in here, and then.
Garbage in, garbage out, but you got to make sure your formulas are correct.
Right, because one thing is off, then like, it's all broken. So he had
I lock all my formulas up, and I don't let anybody adjust them.
Oh no, he's the only one that touches them.
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm saying.
When he adds like another layer of something.
Does he lock them?
Yeah. So like I can't edit any of the Power BI stuff, and
nerd. Oh, that's a nerd out. I love that.
But so he couldn't figure out this one code to try and get this thing to do, well, if this is present, then I want this to happen. And it wasn't working. And then he used that new
chat GPT and it wrote it for him.
Yeah, and it worked.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he came upstairs with like a huge chub and he was just so excited.
Honey, we need to go to bed right now. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about not Rich's that, but let's just talk about that general realm. When you are excited, right? You get excited about something. Obviously you show it. Can you see it with other people that are excited with you? Right, like if Rich and I were to start talking Excel spreadsheets, I know that him and I would be like, as I'm gonna quote unquote you gaining chubs together. But and Ken's, you all right?
I don't know what goes on in that business, but I'm starting to like it more.
That's what I'm gonna nerd out about. Can you feel when somebody else is understanding that you're nerding out?
Yeah, but like I'll be honest, I don't reciprocate the same level of excitement. Like what? Like Yeah. Like if Rich is like talking about the Excel spreadsheet and everything,
Right.
Like I don't get like super, like my Excel spreadsheets are the most basic of basic spreadsheets, maybe 2 formulas at most, like they're basic. And so when he's talking about it and explaining all the stuff and the struggle and whatever, and I just kind of sit there and like stare at him.
Okay.
And then he, you know, I think it just, I just think that's like a natural reaction. I mean, if somebody's getting excited about something that you could relate to that is non-industry related and it's more of a personal thing, I feel like, because then they themselves may have experienced a similar
Which to me,
thing.
that would be like when somebody comes up to you and starts to talk to you about your tattoos.
I hate when people talk to me about my tattoos.
All right, bad subject. Okay,
I
let's
like
find another
run
subject.
away from it.
Really?
Like, yes, I don't like
what,
it.
Okay,
I don't like the
what would
questions.
you know? Okay, what if somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, can you help me with QuickBooks?"
Yeah, I mean, I can answer their questions. Yeah.
And then you start to nerd out. That's what I'm saying. Is like,
Sometimes I'll go down like a weird rabbit hole when they start asking questions, and then if they do the right sequence of questions, then you get this information dump that you were like, that was a little bit more than I was hoping for, and now I don't even understand because you lost me halfway through this.
Like, well, but what if they're like totally on the same level and they're like, oh my God, yes, I agree. What about this? Right? Like, that's what I'm saying is, do you ever see somebody's eyes light up when you're talking the same nerd out thing?
I see it between Rich and Gavin when they're talking about this stupid video game they play on the computer.
Like you see it in other people nerding out. You can witness other people nerding out.
Like the other day, Rich came running up the stairs from the basement and he's like went into Gavin's room, which is not normal. And then he's like, "Where's Gavin?" And I'm like, "He's at so-and-so's house." I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well," he's like, and then like he just looks so deflated and he's like, because he's like, "I wanted to talk to him about something, but you just don't understand. And you won't get it. So
come on, Mom, you don't understand."
And then he just storms back down into the basement. And I'm like, "What are you gonna do when Gavin moves out in a couple months?" And he's like, "I don't know." Like, because this
call him. Well, they're gonna be on the headset.
Yeah, because this card game that Gavin, Rich, and my brother all play. And then some new deck just got released for the thing. So the 3 of them are just all about it. I forgot the name of the game.
Listen, I can't. Okay,
I forgot. It's on Blizzard. I don't know the name of the game.
Minecraft.
No, it's a card game. And Minecraft is in Blizzard.
I don't know. I don't know. Blizzard is a company that makes games. It's a company that makes games.
Yeah, they do. Like
they're a game manufacturer. Yeah. So either way, let's stop promoting them.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
I geek out about shoes, right? I'm a shoe guy. I'm a sneaker guy. So I'll geek out about shoes. So like, hey, you know what? The new Kobe's are dropping, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I get excited. I geek out about that stuff.
So you say I geek out about shoes.
Yeah.
I geek out about shoes.
Yeah.
I guarantee you and I's geek out are 100% different.
Could be.
But they're both shoes.
Yeah. And you like a work boot.
Shoe, work boot. I actually love a good old fashioned like running shoe.
Yeah, I'm not a big running shoe guy.
Like these are like one of the best running shoes.
The best ones out there right now.
Smell?
No, but like now you're just like, about not promoting.
But the best ones out there on Cloud. Have you got those? You're gonna like it.
You buy me a pair, and
my daughters bought me my pair because they're expensive.
How much are they?
Yeah, they're up there, starting out at probably 160, 170.
Oh, that's these.
Yeah, no, trust me. On Cloud, just try them out. On Cloud, you can send your check here because.
Yeah.
Trust me.
All right. Listen, I'm going to try them. But these are things I geek out about is quality, comfort, structure, the makeup, right? Yeah. However, most people that say, "Oh, I've seen those." Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've seen those. Yeah. I've seen those a lot.
So taking shoes off today.
Do you want to take yours off? What do you got on here? Oh, Skechers.
They're Nikes.
The white New Balance. The old man. The
They're
old
the
man.
604s.
That's right.
I know the number. I sold shoes for a while.
I bought these.
That's what I nerd out about is
I know.
the New Balance numbers. I know all the numbers. 604 is or 607 is they're probably up to now.
I bought these shoes probably like 10 or 11 years ago and then never wore them. And they were sitting in the back of my closet. And now I just started wearing them like a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Your feet still fitting them?
Well, she hasn't.
Yeah, why wouldn't my
When was
feet?
the last
I'm
time?
not a child.
Right.
Like,
Sort of.
well, don't
Yeah.
your feet stop growing when you're like 18?
Actually, no. When you have
Oh.
children, your feet flatten out because the ligaments loosen up. Something I nerd out about. Ready? Your feet, your arch actually loosens, and when you have children, and if you were to have a sustainable foot injury, and your foot could actually, your arch can actually flatten, so your foot can, by technicality, grow in shoe size. So while you may have started off at a 7, like my wife was like
Now you're a 16.
well, no, not that much. But my wife was a 7 or a 7.5. She now will buy an 8, 8.5 for shoes
you know.
because her foot has her arch
She's
is
kicked
flattened.
you
So,
in the ass. So
yeah,
many
so-
times.
I still
something.
have
Wait,
an
that's.
arch
I
in
just
my
want to
foot.
say that's something I nerd out
Yeah, oh,
about. Is actual foot structure and like how
Mhm.
your feet fit in your shoes, right? I know what a
No.
Brannock device is, and most people don't know what that is.
Is that the thing that you stand on at the shoe store?
Shoe store, yeah,
And it
that
gives you the
measures your
little,
measures.
It's
the
a
little
foot
heat thing or whatever. Gives
No,
you
no.
the-
It measures the width.
No, it
and
just measures
size.
the
at
length.
that Running Depot
and
store
width,
or whatever you stand on the thing.
That's
And
not
it's like
that.
blue and yellow.
Unless you got a
and-
real
Oh,
bad,
that's
unless you got a
Dr.
bad
Scholl's
bunion. If you got a
Oh.
bad bunion, you can't. The Brannocks are hard.
It
Mm.
actually, if you know how to use it right, it works well.
You know, I didn't lose my arch.
I measured with a lot of bunions.
Oh, what about? Here's another thing that people geek out about.
Mhm.
At least I know me, April, and Dawn do. Is ice, like the ice that you get from like the hospital, the
Yeah.
little like
The pellets.
yeah, the like the
Versus-
soft crunchy ice versus the hard cubes.
Yeah.
or like or
Or like an old traditional like moon shaped cube that
Yeah.
nobody wants anymore.
Right.
Oh well, my fridge produces the moon shaped cubes,
Yeah.
but they're a little airy.
Yeah.
And so
Mine
they're
is
not nice, clear cubes. So they melt very fast.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Right?
I got the same. Yeah.
But if you have a good cube, like on if you get a good whiskey,
Oh,
Mhm.
that ball.
like if we go to the
a
Bungalow?
bungalow place,
cube. A cube.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get like the sphere,
ball.
the
Yeah.
sphere
Oh,
cube.
I have those at home.
But
we
you have to make them, and you
Yeah.
have to like be able to get all the air out of them
Mhm.
and get them to freeze right. You have to have good quality water, right? There's so much to
Yeah.
that now. So if you're really going to nerd out, there's so much to nerd out about
Yeah.
that stupid little ice.
See,
so
so-
personally, I like cubes. I fucking hate chunks.
So I geek out. You don't like the little pellets?
I fucking hate pellets.
Oh my god, I love the hospital ice. That's
Yeah,
what we call it. Is
really?
hospital ice. Yes,
Ice
that is the
pellets.
best ice ever.
Oh, I hate that shit.
But I chew on ice. So like
Yeah.
that-
Nope. I want to filter it through my teeth, and that's it. And
Oh,
have
yeah, no,
the
I-
Yeah,
coldest
no, I like
drink.
chewing on ice too.
I chew on ice all the time.
Oh, nope.
Mhm.
Oh, see, I love this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Epiphanies,
so what I
epiphanies.
geek out about is listening to the shows. So when you produce or you're part of the show, it's a whole different thing. But then you go back and listen to it, like, oh man, that was awesome. That was a really good show. Good quality, good. And I start listening for little things and go, oh, I didn't think that show was that good when I was producing it. That was really good.
Holy crap, that show was actually really good.
Yeah. So I
How many times have you
or
had
any
that?
any other radio show I'll listen to and be like, oh, there's a goof up. Oh, that's terrible quality. Yeah.
So you listen for edits, anomalies,
Mhm.
or greatness.
Yeah, I don't just listen. I'm like, I listen.
You're you're
intently.
intentionally
Yeah.
listening for the highs and the lows.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
do either
Really?
of you, do you have a little dance or jig that you do when you're slightly excited if you have a
I
major
think
geek out?
everybody saw it on my Facebook page.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Mhm.
Yep. Do you want me to do it again?
Your dance
'cause- Yeah. Oh, I won hard. First off, the goal of winning a dance off is to stare the person in the eye like a dog pooping in the yard.
Stare at somebody another man in the eyes when you were doing those dance moves that you were
Yes,
doing.
I could, because your dog will
Did
go
you
out
see
and
I didn't see.
your
You gotta
dog
see
will
it.
go out and poop in the yard and stare you down in the eye. I have the same mentality.
No, that's if they like you. You've got a very intimate. And again, here's a little geek out. If the dog is looking at you when they're pooping, they're really intimate with you.
Mm.
Yep.
Learned something today.
Yeah.
Look at you.
So if you're staring at a man like that while you're in a dance,
That means I'm backing
really
him
intimate.
down.
I'm
backing.
really
The goal
intimate
is to
with
back
him.
him down, and I backed him down. I
Yeah.
just have to say, I took my little brother's his advice, and I went with it, and it worked. And so, what was the question? Do I dance?
Yeah, because like the other day,
Yes.
Eli accomplished some thing. So we went and watched the Mario movie a few weeks ago, as did everybody. And
I did not.
What? So anyway,
We're not Mario.
me and Eli went and watched the movie. And so then he was all about Mario Brothers, and he wanted to play the old school Nintendo Mario Brothers. So I still have my Nintendo and everything from the 80s. So I was like, okay, fine. So we were playing, and
That's
he's
fun.
like, how are you so much better than me? You know where everything is and all these things and whatever and whatever. And so we were playing, and he was getting slightly discouraged because
You're winning.
I wasn't dying. And so then he found something by chance or whatever that I had forgot was there. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. And he was like so excited that he did he did like a little dance.
So you're calling it the victory dance, right?
Yes.
How often do people nerd out? And when you're nerding out and you win, do people do a victory dance?
If I beat Rich at anything, there's always a victory dance.
Victory dance. Okay. I will say, if Carrie beats me in anything, victory dance.
Mm-hmm.
I will wait to announce my victory dances, but Kent, do you have any victory dances that you do? When do you do a victory dance?
I would imagine that's a question for Alice and my kids. Probably they'd probably be like, yeah,
Because they're the ones watching the victory dance.
I feel like you have to have moments from you being a coach and seeing an athlete from stage 1 to stage 10.
Yeah, so, what's his name? It just left me. Hold on, I'll think of it.
Well,
the Pet Detective.
Ace Ventura.
Ventura.
Yeah. No. I'm sure
feel
I do.
it? Huh?
I'm sure I do, but you would have to ask Alice and kids that.
So,
But like, if it's, I just,
Because sometimes watching you or Phil talk about kids that you guys have coached and everything, and then you talk about their transition from starting out to dribble and then doing this and this and this. You could see your guys' level of excitement growing as you're talking about an athlete that you've seen develop.
I'm more animated just during the game. I'm crazy during the game. People they watch me, and I'm really.
I'm animated all the time. So does that
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Does a Metaurus.
I feel like if Derek Hartman was listening, he geeks out over golf stuff.
Oh yeah, if I hit a birdie, you got to do the birdie dance.
Well, no, I mean he just in general, when there's a new
Oh yeah, no. Let me tell you about Derek
or
Hartman
something.
geeking out. Yeah,
You know
about
what I
golf
mean?
stuff is I literally was like, I got these decent clubs, what I thought were decent clubs, and I'm like, yeah, I'm stripping all of the grips off. I'm re-gripping them with these beautiful, nice new grips, and he looks at me and goes, bro. Your shit's garbage. Just you need to go get new stuff.
Oh, well, after the show, he was here and we talked about golf. I was talking about club. Listen, man, you got to go to the and then listen to because
he knew exactly where to go. He's taking me there.
I like, yeah, he takes you there and you're not
He's
there.
taking me there.
Oh, for real.
For real,
The one in
because
Sycamore.
I helped him empty out his uncle's home.
X70 or something weird like that.
But it's like the both of you guys I watched during the golf show geek out about those light up golf balls, talking about that experience you guys had.
Hang on now. That's like the shoes. You like the style and the look of shoes. You also like the fit, right?
Yeah.
And the feel.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm all about structure and whatever. We have the same love for shoes, but it's a different approach in that love, right? Like same with Derek. Derek loves the idea of like going out and hitting these golf balls. But like to me, I love the idea of like, these things are amazing. They're a little light up golf ball and you can hit them at night. And like, how much fun is that?
See, I'll geek out if I find more golf balls than I lose.
Me too.
Right.
Me too. Look at how many I found.
+3.
Or
Here's Derek.
There you go.
What a great time for me to step in here.
But it's like,
hello,
so
Derek.
If anybody out there listening has things that they geek out about that they want to share, whether it's personal or professional,
But
type in.
Here's the thing. You started a little bit earlier, but okay, so like Joe and I geek out about shoes at different levels, but then I hate the person who's geeking out who has to be the know-it-all on the geek out.
Oh,
right. And can't let me in. Can't let me
point.
Geek,
yeah,
can't let me geek my way. No. You know. And
so
the people that ruins it.
Yes.
I'm always one to lay back and let them talk their talk, because if somebody's going to talk that much and be that, which I say because I'm really loud and annoying sometimes. I
like how you try and whisper that into the mic.
But no, I'm loud and annoying sometimes. But like some people do talk too much. And there's a certain point where I may just go like, and I'm quiet. And I just sit and listen.
So,
and if I'm
just a quick story.
Yeah.
On kind of that same way. I was yesterday talking with a couple business guys about a business venture, and they're geeking out. I mean, they're getting excited. Their eyebrows are going up. Their voice is elevated. You know, and they're looking at me and they're going, "You're not excited about this?" And I'm like, no, my mind's just going 90 miles an hour. I'm enjoying your energy, but what you've just laid out, I'm running numbers, ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, my geek out's coming later. You know, but right now with everything that you just threw at me, my mind's just going.
How would you take that?
But they were offended that I wasn't like, you know, I was like,
how do you take that and try and give that energy, even though you know that you're not going to have that, you know, your energy is later on down the road?
Yeah, I'd probably crack a joke. And
I mean, like
we know you.
Sorry, I didn't take the same crack you guys did, but
I guess that happens in my house too.
Sorry, different line.
Yeah, right.
I guess that happens sometimes in my house because, like, we all know that I love a good deal.
Yeah.
And so if I could find like an insane deal, like on travel, and then I go running downstairs to tell Rich, I'm like, oh, I found this and this, and then we could do this, and then we're gonna do this, and I booked this through this site, and then I found this other site, and I had 17 browsers open, and then I just saved us like $6,000, and we're gonna go, and we're in budget. And he's just like, what time do I have to be at the airport?
Yeah. How many days do I have to pass?
So he doesn't reciprocate your
geekness.
Not when I find a good deal on travel. Like, he could care less. He reaps the benefits of it, but he could care less how we got there.
Do you feel his reciprocation later on in the trip somehow, some way? Like, is there something that he may nerd out about in that trip that you know? Or whatever.
Well, I mean, like, he has
like, is he like, oh my god, this hotel has
Turner.
This hotel has
Turner say
monarchs and seeds. That's probably what she geeks out on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's in fact, I literally spent half of this morning trying to build a greenhouse in our front yard, in our front driveway, so she can plant.
I can just hear the Turner's neighbors like, oh god, he's out there again. What's the guy going? Oh god,
Joe's out there building another goddamn. Actually, to be honest, it's come like mid-March.
How's that butterfly thing you built last year out of the old armoire?
Is it like a thing?
Wardrobe or something?
That one is we're gonna that one's always a shifting one. It's the one out at the community garden that I geek out. Okay, so Carrie geeks out about monarchs and seeds and planting and all this. I geek out about the structures that I get to create for her to do these monarchs, these seeds, these things. As she says,
Beaver
and Carrie says,
Island.
if you want Joe to geek out, just whisper Beaver Island and Joe's ear.
Beaver Island.
Well, it's just like
so true. That is like beyond geeking out. But
if you talk about structures and stuff, one of my clients took me on this architectural like tour of the city because he's an architect, and so he did all these like stuff with these like older buildings and helped replace like the facades and then put these drainage things and this and that.
Anything with Frank Lloyd,
so
right?
he's like going like through, and we're like walking like miles and miles around, and I thought we were just going to get lunch, but apparently not. And so we're like walking, and he's like,
her little legs don't appreciate the geeking out.
No, he's always like giving me a tour and all of these like details of it, and you could tell like it's just you know. And then he's like, and you see the difference with this building, and they clearly didn't, and this and that, and I'm like, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I don't even understand anything he's saying, and I'm like, yep.
Well, okay. My question is, do you guys, when you guys get into that situation, you can see he's geeking out. Do you ever try to understand their geek out?
It's hard to match the level of energy sometimes.
Energy level, maybe not, but just
like,
understand,
well,
like
I
you
can
said.
Understand. Like,
I love to
like,
geek out. I don't know. I just love geeking out about anything that somebody else geeks out about. Like whatever your energy level is, I want to match it. And so if you're geeking out about something, I'm going to fully invest.
Yeah, depending
and
on
understand it.
I'll usually be like, Joe, dude, I don't understand a damn thing you're saying. I love your energy. This is exciting.
Joe, what the hell are turpentines?
Right?
What are turpentines?
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's what I'll do. I'll just tell you, man. I listen. You sound like the Charlie Brown teacher to me right now. I don't understand a thing you're saying, but your excitement has got me excited.
Well,
so
it's just like when Joe went through the whole thing in the creation of the Doob Tube. And like the whole explanation of that, like he was just so excited.
But here's
and then,
hang
like,
on now. Wait,
all of like the trial and error and this and that, and you're like, okay, yeah, like this sounds cool. Like I'll take one. Let's try this.
Right.
Wait, hang on now. My question though is,
if you know.
I'm a very energetic person. No. So
you would think the complete opposite given your lifestyle. But I
for
guess.
real. Just like if he wasn't.
Oh my God.
That's what I try to tell people all the time. I try to tell people.
Wait, but Carrie knows him pre. Oh my God. We're going to have to talk Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll tell you the same thing. Everybody knows. So if you meet somebody that is constantly energetic, do you ever like pull back and go and write it off almost? They're like,
no, it's hard not to get excited, even if you have no clue what's going on.
Really?
Like someone sounds so excited in what they're talking about. It's hard not to get kind of excited. It's just like when someone has a really good laugh. It's just like when someone has a really good laugh. It's hard. My
sister has a great laugh. It's a machine gun laugh.
Right.
It sounds like a machine.
Like a Woody Woodpecker laugh.
You can't help but like falling. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. What does Carrie say? She says when Steph or our accountant says the words amortization and they are in pure geek mode, I die a little inside and turn on the episode of Friends in my head. Now you know. How do you de-amortize something? And we need to bring in depreciation.
Look at she's you can see the glow starting to go.
Oh yeah. Did I say something wrong right there?
They said the magic word.
No.
Amortization.
Which is because Carrie and I literally just had a conversation on the phone.
Yeah, well, she knows. Awesome. She's very aware.
And I think after the conversation, she's like, this was a good conversation. I didn't write anything down, but I think I got some good info. And I'm going to see if I can execute this.
I think I feel pretty good about this, and we're going to walk away. And I know you're very happy about amortization.
I feel like the regret had set in halfway through the conversation.
Okay, well, that's a good question. When do you stop geeking? When can you pull out of a geek out?
No.
No.
When you're
If
mid
you
geek
see
out, no.
if you see somebody glaze over, can you pull out of a geek out?
No.
No.
Really?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I've pulled out of a geek out
It
before.
could
For sure.
It could bring my energy level down, but my
I just did it right
excitement
here.
for
Did
like
you see
the
me go,
topic, like
I just pulled it out and came down.
like my excitement for the topic will never change. Like I will always have that excitement for the topic, and
But
what does Derek say?
I geek out on my profession, golf and music that I love, but never amateurization.
And then let's see what the real truth is. No, you haven't, Joe. You have never pulled out on a geek.
I've
No,
at least not twice.
No, you haven't, Joe.
Yeah,
Twice.
like I feel like
Twice.
it's hard. I feel like when you're talking about a topic that you love and that you're passionate about, even if it's not
Right.
like the crowd isn't getting amped up, it's hard to like stop like mid
Okay.
thing.
All right. No, I don't care. Come along for the ride. If not, I'm still going to.
There's so many innuendos here. There's
like,
so
even though,
many
like-
innuendos
Okay,
here.
but like even though
Okay.
like I know that Rich could care less about my 17 browsers, this
Uh-huh,
deal, how I
uh-huh.
booked through here, I use this credit card points here, I took these credit card points from over here. He could care less about any of it, but I still tell him every single
Mhm.
time
Every time.
because I'm excited.
Because you love it.
Every time.
Yeah.
I feel like we have all done it. We just may not know it. But yeah, once you get down that road, it's hard to stop.
Yeah. It's like trying to stop like a snowball in motion. Like it's not gonna happen.
So that's why I chose the ad that we did this week, right? The lady with the tattooed arm,
Yeah.
because she geeked out getting it, right? She geeked out a lot about that, right?
That's to be honest, one of the
Yeah.
biggest things that everybody
Right.
says. You get one, you won't stop. You want to keep going,
Yeah.
right? And that's
Yeah.
the thing, is like you get one and you just want to keep going. So like geeking out is totally it.
You remember when she was getting them? And she'd come in. Oh, look, hey, and she's fired up, right? She geeked out about that sleeve.
All right. What are y'all's guilty pleasure geek outs? Not business.
Never mind.
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah. We call it a Paul Rubin.
I mean, for me, I like scrapping metal. It's a hobby. It's kind of a thing, but like I love to tear apart something and literally like be able to disassemble anything. Right? I want to be able to disassemble any motor, any engine, anything, and take it all apart and sort it out into that's something it's a stupid guilty pleasure. To be honest, it's a great stress reliever, right? Because I can, wrench on a screw or a nut or whatever, and literally like spend some time and sweat or whatever, and it's still geeking out because I get to learn all about how to take that.
Scrapper Joe, says Josh.
That's one of my stupid guilty pleasures, right?
Mhm.
Like
You geek out
that's
about
one of
that.
my guilty little nerd out pleasures, right? Is
I just realized we don't have the green screen.
No, yes.
No.
Great
Hey.
job.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the
Steph.
studio, Steph. Hello,
I
Steph.
was like, looking
We're
at
in the studio.
I was like,
Yep.
God, that looks different.
Yeah, hey, Steph. Welcome to the studio. Here you are. There is 216 the net behind us.
There it is.
Hi. Well,
And you don't have to leave right now to go get it yourself.
so, what's your guilty pleasure? Not paying attention?
Guilty pleasure. What like something
Guilty nerd out. What do you nerd out? What's like a hobby nerd out? Something that you don't. It's not business related, right? Like most of what we've been talking about has been business related. What do you nerd out about that's besides travel? That's all related to like home and whatever. What do you nerd out about that's not work, business?
the fact that I know more animal facts than Rich will ever know in his whole entire life.
Really?
He could never get me on an animal fact.
Name one.
What do you mean?
What is the color of a giraffe's tongue?
A giraffe is black.
Purple, blue, black.
No, it's
I'll
black.
We'll go with that. Yeah, it's like purple or blue, but we'll go with that. It's why?
No.
Why?
Let me find out for sure.
Yeah, go ahead. Look,
Alright.
look it up. Blue. Thank you, Carrie.
No.
Bam.
No.
Thank you. Why?
Ken's
why?
gonna Google it.
Why?
Why is it? I don't know that one. Do you know
Yeah.
why?
Just keep it from getting sunburned.
Shut up.
Look it up. Bitch, please. All right, give me another one. Come on.
Hold on.
Yep.
This comes from
Sunscreen. Thank you.
Wikipedia.
Storyteller.traveler.
Okay.
Nine giraffe tongue facts. Color length.
They're like 4 feet long.
Color length features.
Okay.
Have you ever wondered why a giraffe's tongue is purple?
I said purple and blue.
Here we'll discuss the question.
6 feet, Carrie says. Oh, look at this. I'm just throwing facts under the bus in front of you.
Yeah, well, hold on. I'm trying to see what there's.
Let's see.
Okay.
I feel like
The color of a giraffe's tongue can be described as black, blue, or purple. But if you look
we're
closely,
all right. Fair enough.
if you look closely, you'll
Shit
notice that only the front half of the tongue has the dark coloring.
okay. Yeah, that's true.
The back of the tongue that doesn't exit the mouth as often is more of a pink color.
Yeah, because when you feed
Right.
them with the little and they wrap it around the carrot,
Mm-hmm.
you know, have you done that?
Right.
Mhm.
The dark portion.
Try not to.
The dark portion
giraffes.
is high in melanin, which
Yeah.
is a pigment that helps protect against sun exposure. So it is thought that the blue, black, purple color of the giraffe's tongue helps prevent it from becoming sunburned.
We're
The
we're
tongue
correct.
or the giraffe?
the
tongue.
tongue.
Oh, because they wrap it around and
No, the tongue is blue or black or purple
Just-
because
just
to protect it from sunburn.
Just the stuff that comes out of the mouth.
Just the tip.
Oh,
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
okay. I guess that would be on my what did you learn today? I didn't know that.
There you go.
And Carrie says it's 6 feet long. How long does it say on the website?
That's what I'm looking for.
There's so many facts we're learning today that
But
we
I
are geeking out about so
Right.
much
So
right now.
the best animal fact story that I have,
I was going to say, what is yours?
hopefully my mom is still tuned in, is me, my mom, grandma, and Gavin went on a cruise. And then they did what is that called? The weakest link game
Mhm.
challenge on the cruise
Okay.
ship. My mom and my aunt both got pulled. They have different last names. They were in different rooms. Nobody knew that they were related. Okay.
Okay.
So my mom and my aunt are up there. They're the final 2 contestants. My
Okay.
aunt gets asked a question about an animal that lives like in water and is a mammal and whatever and something. The answer was a platypus. Okay. And so my aunt Sharon had no clue like what the answer was. And then all of a sudden, my mom standing directly next to her is like, "What are you fucking dumb? It's a platypus." And then so like nobody. So I'm the only.
Everybody doesn't know that they're related.
So like I'm the only one in the crowd that's laughing uncontrollably. And then,
I would be laughing too. What
And
are you
then-
fucking dumb?
Right.
like we were laughing so hard. See, we were laughing.
Platypus.
We were laughing so hard, and then like finally they're like the host was like just a showstopper. And then he was like, and we're like, and my mom was finally like, "That's my older sister."
That's crazy.
That's
so-
great.
So here it says that the giraffe's tongue can reach lengths of 22 inches. That's more than half a meter. The range is 17.7 to 21.7 inches. By comparison, an average
That's
human tongue is about 3 inches.
That's
Crazy.
3 feet. 24
Unless you're
inches.
that guy from Kiss,
24
right?
inches
Gene
is 2
Simmons?
feet. So
24
you're not
inches
even
is 3 feet. What?
24 inches is 2 feet. So you're not even talking. So Carrie, you're a little off. Although we don't know if that's like, just the tip.
Just
Or
says
the
just
full-
says reaches. I don't know
the
if that
full-
reaches
the
out its
full
mouth.
esophagus.
Right.
Is
I
that
don't-
the full esophagus?
I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
I'm
we don't
reading
know.
what
But
But we have established that it's a purplish, bluish, blackish,
yes,
Mhm.
and we're going with that
on the tip. Just the
at-
part that comes out of the mouth to protect from sunburning.
At the tip.
Yeah.
Right. We've established
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My guilty, what I geek out about is upcycling. Alice and I love people throw out something wood. We upcycled the fence for the wall back here. I used at your house. I'm like, oh, hey, what are these? You're like, I don't know. We cut them up and burn them. I'm like, oh, and I made benches for my picnic
Mhm.
table out of the
Mhm.
scrap oak. And
Oak boards that
Yeah,
were
oak boards.
beautiful.
yeah.
and I just burn them.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, he goes, you want them? I'm like, oh yeah. And we made them into benches.
To be honest, though, they
table.
burn for like a fucking 2 hours.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
those
they're
things,
amazing.
Yeah. They're heavy.
But you liked them. So kind of like my scrapping is like I'll pull things apart and be like, ooh, I can actually use this piece.
What I need you to do is come over and tear apart a piano. And here's why. I want to turn the piano into a computer desk. So I just haven't found the time to take the guts out of it.
You want the harp and all the strings out.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Look at like I mean,
oh my God, we just nerded out. Yeah, I'm coming
Seriously.
over. Oh my God. I can pull the harp and the string. Do I get to keep them?
If you want.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
You
I'm
can
in.
see-
As long as Alice doesn't want to do something with the harp, like make a clock out of it. Something.
You
I
can
don't-
have the harp if you
That's the
want. I
heaviest
really
damn
just want the
part.
strings because the strings have the copper on them.
Yeah.
You can see, like, as Kent is like asking and explaining this,
Oh my
Joe's
God.
like pupils like completely dilated. And he's just like looking at him. And then,
Really? I get to come over and
Yeah, the only thing keeping me from is just finding the time to lay that thing on its back and just start taking it apart.
no, if I've nerded out on a lot of pianos.
Oh yeah.
We can pull the strings without. Gotta go, friends.
Yep. Hey, that's okay.
All right.
Every mom's forgetting.
See ya, Mom.
Today.
Yeah, bye, Care.
yeah, that happened to me.
Something.
The strings I nerd out.
Yeah.
If all the strings are tension tied, so I just slightly loosen them, and then I can pull all the strings, and then it's not under tension, and then I unscrew the entire harp, and you can lift the entire harp out of the piano.
So when you're bored on a weekend or whatever.
So is
yes. Woo!
Yeah.
So
come
has
on over, bro.
anybody like
Oh my
found
God.
out like a new fact that they were so excited to share with somebody, and you were all amped and excited to share the fact with them, and then you go tell somebody and then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, like as if it was
Whatever.
common knowledge, like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
everybody's known this, and like
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
Hey, that was my fact that was just a minute ago about a
The
giraffe's
tongue.
tongue being sunscreen because that's why it's dark. Everybody's like, oh yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah. That was good though. I enjoyed
It was a good one, right? It's a good fact.
I enjoyed
no,
it.
but I'm saying like that they've already known it.
They're kind of
I said I
sticky,
didn't know.
too.
Hmm.
If you've ever been licked by a giraffe, they're kind
Yeah.
of sticky.
Well, because you could feed a giraffe like at the out of Africa in Arizona.
Yeah.
You could feed them and you put the carrot in your mouth and it comes and takes the.
Say that
Oh,
again. You can feed a giraffe out of Africa in Arizona.
The place is called Out of Africa.
Yeah.
It's in.
Got it. Okay, that
It's
makes
in
more sense. I
Arizona.
thought you were
It's
saying like you
directly
can feed a
across the
giraffe out of
street
Africa.
from the prison.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware.
The Milwaukee Zoo, can't you do that?
Fancy. All right. Well, I always like to nerd out about stupid things. And one of my favorite is I could teach somebody how to tie a knot, a bowline knot with one arm,
Yeah.
and your eyes closed. And so I do it, and people are like, "Yeah, whatever." And I'm like, "No, you don't understand. This knot could save your life.
One day. Good.
One day it could save your life." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Don't care." And I'm like,
You know, there's that in Madison. There's the free public zoo.
And they have giraffes?
Yeah, they've got giraffes.
"Can you feed them?
But
Yeah.
like most zoos, I guess. have
Do they
giraffes.
stick their tongue out? And can you see how long it is?
Yeah,
Just the tip."
Well, at Gobert's, you can feed the giraffe during Halloween.
they got a giraffe now.
They have
At the one in South Barrington,
Yeah.
where all the
Really?
zebras get loose.
There's
That one?
zebras.
Wait,
Yeah.
Why don't I know?
Wait,
this?
come
What is
again?
happening?
Don't you remember last October, all of the zebras got loose a couple times, and then one ostrich, and they were running down 72 Higgins?
No, didn't
Yeah.
know
I
that.
only heard of the buffalo.
No, that escaped from, I think either like
The Buffalo Farm.
Elgin area
The
or
Buffalo Farm.
Yeah, but
It
It was
no,
up in like
there's like
Wakanda.
there's the Gobert's Pumpkin Farm in South Barrington,
Right.
like right on the corner of like
Yeah.
72 and like what is that, Golf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like right over there. And last Halloween, a couple zebras got out a couple times. They were running down 72. One of the ostriches got loose. I mean, nothing got hit, so they got them back. But
And all of a sudden, Jumanji, you'd be like, what the?
The only thing I picture is Kevin Hart when he does his stand up going, "I'm driving 45 miles an hour and the ostrich is running 45 miles, but his head is facing this way.
Right.
That's the only thing I picture. Really?
Yeah.
That happened?
Yeah.
That's
It was all
crazy.
over Facebook.
Oh my God, Illinois is crazy.
It is.
Oh, people are crazy in Illinois. Well,
Truly.
we nerded out today about a lot.
Yeah. We got 10 minutes. We got good time to
I
keep
mean,
nerding out.
So the next
So what's
show-
your guilty pleasure? Did you say?
yeah,
I
you
don't-
didn't say.
I did. Well, yeah, I did.
What
I
did
said
you-
I like being able to trump Rich on animal facts, but then you came out with the giraffe thing.
that's
I
And
just
then
totally
I was like,
trumped you.
well, shit. Like,
I
I
just
don't know
totally,
that one.
I just totally elephant trunked your animal facts.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
now I'm not gonna play with you in front of Rich.
right. That's right.
So next
That was
week
dirty.
It was. But go on.
it's Friday.
Sorry, Rich.
So next week, as a heads up FYI to everybody out there listening, don't forget we're gonna have a
Wow.
Cinco de Mayo party at the
Everybody
studio.
needs to be in.
We
Yeah.
have a lot of great local businesses that have donated some amazing prizes. So again, we'll give you a free read on the show for any businesses that donated. It could be a small thing as little as a flashlight or a pen,
Flashlight.
all the way up to
Did you say
duffel bag.
Could you spell that for me?
Yeah. Could you say, was that with an E or
Yeah,
an A?
hey.
so we had all these great
Things I
prizes
nerd out
donated.
about.
And so the competition is going to be either tacos or margaritas. So you
Yes.
guys could either submit a homemade taco or
I
a
am
store-bought
coming
taco.
very hungry that
No
day,
store
so-
bought tacos.
No,
But it's
well,
gotta
to
be
be
homemade.
honest, I'll be honest.
So no
if you
restaurant.
come and announce that it's store bought, I'm
Okay.
okay with that.
Okay, then we're okay.
I'm
with
okay with
Well,
that.
we have
As
two
long
different
as you do
categories.
not
So,
say
like,
it's yours. Yeah.
The homemade tacos cannot be in the same judging category as the restaurant tacos.
Correct.
So if you want to support a local restaurant that you absolutely love, you can bring that in and we'll plug the restaurant and
You
then
just
that.
need to make sure that you announce it
Oh,
beforehand.
And if you have any allergies to anything, you're not allowed to be a
Fuck off.
judge.
That's right.
No
Sorry.
judging. We're not. We
Was
don't have the.
That's one of my nerd offs. I like to say swear words.
We don't have. We don't have
Tourette's.
the insurance coverage
Tourette's.
for anybody with food allergies. So you're not allowed to eat anything if you have any allergies or sensitivities.
But you can always drink.
yes, you could
you
drink
can
the
partake in
margarita.
the
No,
margarita.
I really don't want to be on the liability for somebody drinking, and we always are. All right, never mind. I don't care.
Yeah,
actually.
why does that change next week?
All right.
Yeah.
My nerd out just ended real quick on that one.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to taco, I mean, what do you all? Let's food geek out a little bit here. I mean, what makes a good taco?
The tortilla.
You're thinking that the shell, the tortilla.
Yes, like
Okay.
a homemade tortilla. Oh, that is
All day
always
long.
the
It's
one.
I'm
Homemade
kind of a
tortilla.
little more traditionalist in the sense that to me it's all about the meat.
Mhm.
The tortilla, it has to be a corn tortilla. It can't be flour.
What
How-
about those corn tortillas that they put in the microwave and then the meat when it gets in there and there's just a little bit of juice and then the whole thing like falls apart?
No. I'm talking like if you're going if we're talking
Authentic.
not out of a microwave, out
Right.
of a restaurant, a
Mhm.
good
So
homemade.
you like the double wrap? Because most of those
Yeah.
corn
I- no, I-
tortilla,
Corn,
Yep.
you got a double wrap.
most of
Corn-
the corn
to be
tortillas
honest-
have double wraps.
To be honest, flour even double wraps. I can.
No, you don't double wrap flour. What?
I can. Wolf
You're not a
it so
judge anymore,
fast.
Joe.
I can wolf it so fast it doesn't need double
You
wrap
ever-
for me.
you ever
So
see-
it doesn't matter if it's double wrapped. I always single wrap it when I eat it. I take one
You
layer
don't
off.
say. Well,
This show got crazy real fast.
it did.
What about okay? So you guys get excited with someone with you're going to get tacos, okay?
Yeah.
And they bring either like the fajita meat
Mhm.
or like a salsa in the molcajete. Do you all of a sudden get really excited because it seems a lot more authentic because it's coming served in a molcajete, which is that hard
Right,
ceramic.
the bowl
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To me, it's all about the seasoning. It's got to be the meat seasoning, right? So you can't have Ortega, you know. So,
Totally.
so if it comes in that bowl, you're always like, "Ooh, this should be good." But I've been let down with guacamole in
100%.
that thing.
Okay.
Mm.
Let me
Yeah.
say it
You
this.
know what the
okay.
problem is if you don't. So we have a molcajete at home,
Yeah.
and Rich, when we first got it, he had to season it.
Uh-huh.
So you had to take
Uh-huh.
like the jalapeno peppers, some white rice uncooked, and something else, and you have to grind it down into the molcajete, and he was grinding it, and the whole house like smelled. And I thought for sure he's coming out with this amazing salsa, and I was all excited. And I went and got a bag of chips, and I'm sitting there on the couch waiting for him to bring it out, and he comes out with nothing. And I'm like, "What have you been doing for the last half hour?" And he's like, "I was seasoning the molcajete." And I'm like, "Well, where's the salsa?" And he's like, "I threw it all away. You just grind it down into like powder."
Right.
Wait,
And I was
okay.
like,
so
"What?"
hang on now. Hang on now. So that says to me, and we'll end on this. When you go and nerd out over food, how do you nerd out, or how do you set your standards, right? So for me, there's so many places that say we have the best burger.
World's best coffee. Yay,
World's
you
best
did it.
coffee. Congratulations! That's from Elf.
Hands down, the world's best coffee
You did it.
You did it.
is
All right.
in Hawaii.
Wait, hang on. Carrie would love that because she's such an Elf fan. But when I go into a place that says we have the best burgers or a great burger or whatever for burger, right?
Yeah.
I don't actually order a straight up cheeseburger. I order a patty melt. Because if you can't melt cheese, cook the burger right, melt cheese, saute some onions, and put it all onto a rye bread. Rye bread is usually how it comes. But if you can't do all that and it comes out soggy, nasty, and disgusting, then I can't expect you to make your burger, the rest of your burgers.
That's like a Friday night fish fries. That's a
If you can't,
That's a
there it
gamble.
is.
Yeah,
It's a straight gamble.
because if they don't have the right oil,
yes.
that
Thank
ruins the
you.
whole thing.
So what is your go-to? And then we'll end on this. What is your go-to in food to say this is what I go to and order, so that way I know that it's at my standard? Then if this is good, then I can move on and try other things, because I definitely have that whenever I go to restaurants.
I do like if I'm going to a rib, whatever they say they're authentic or they're world famous for, that's what I'm eating. And then I can go.
You go for the whatever the top dog is.
Absolutely,
That's the one they're selling.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah, and if it
Really?
says authentic, it better taste better than I can make it. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh, that's a good
Interesting.
point.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Interesting.
So-
Interesting. Okay.
so
I actually like that
I
point.
challenge them and say, okay, I'm in.
Steph?
I'm going for it.
I don't know. It would all depend on the nationality of what I'm eating. Like,
Let's
for example,
talk Hispanic.
well, that one's hard. But like for Thai food,
Okay.
I want to be able to call a Thai restaurant and order it Thai spicy and not American spicy. And me to say that phrase and they completely understand what I'm talking about and they serve it correctly.
So true. So true.
Like
Okay.
that is
There
something
you
I'm
go.
very
Ooh,
particular
I
about
love
with Thai.
that.
That's why I say authentic. If you're
Yeah.
telling me authentic, it better be.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk in. See, I'm a breakfast guy. I don't know
I
why.
love the breakfast too. What did we learn today, though?
We have learned
That giraffes' tongues have sunscreen on them.
That's it. Just
they're
the tip.
dark.
Just the
for
tip.
they're
Just the
dark.
tip.
They're dark to protect them from the sun.
That was mind blowing. can't wait to go home with
I
that
wrote-
little nugget of information.
Yeah, I wrote mine down. I wrote mine down in the first 5 minutes.
Oh,
What's
wow.
yours? Really?
I obviously don't spend enough time with Excel spreadsheets. alone. because what Rich and Joe get out of these Excel spreadsheets.
Oh, if that, I
Hey,
can tell
Gary,
you,
how
I
are
can
you,
tell
Gary?
you. Hello,
Morning.
hello, from Singapore. I could tell you if then formulas that I'm like going on and on about, and oh, I love those. All right, what I learned today is I nerd out about too much.
Oh, yeah.
I nerd out about everything. You could come up with your nerd out, and I would associate with your nerd out. I nerd out about nerding out, I guess. I literally nerd out
You do.
about nerding out, right?
You just
If
like to be excited all the time.
5 a.m. Saturday morning.
I'm just excited.
Out there. Gary in Singapore starting his day within the know of Steph and Joe.
There it is.
You're
There it
beautiful, man.
is.
Hopefully,
All right,
Gary
I'm
will
gonna
be
go
able to
nerd out about
participate in the
golfing
tacos.
now.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Hopefully he
All right.
does. All right.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week for the Taco Throwdown.
Let's go.